And right now, the herd is going off a cliff with fear, with the idea that they need to stock up on toilet paper. Why? Why? The supply chains haven't been interrupted at this point. There's no reason to do that. There's no reason to hoard things. There isn't. Now, I'm not telling you how much you should have or how much you shouldn't have, but the fact that our shelves are cleared just means that the herd is acting in fear. All right, hey everybody, Rob Kosberg here with Bestseller Publishing. Excited to be with you today. We live in unprecedented times. We live in a moment in history that I think the record books will be sharing quite a bit about, both economically, financially, certainly socially, and with all that's happening because of this terrible virus, this pandemic that is sweeping the world. All you have to do is turn on social media to see that there are 1,000 opinions. As a great scholar once said, your opinion is like your rear end. Everybody's got one, right? And so I'm going to give you mine. I'm not going to tell you what to do regarding what canned products you should buy or how much toilet paper you should stock in your house. You can figure that out for yourself. You're a big boy, you're a big girl. Also, the whole idea of social distancing, etc. Please be aware of what the CDC is saying and what the government is saying. I am in my office, but we have a skeleton crew. In fact, I told my office this weekend that from this point on, they can work from home. They do not need to come in, and most of them have decided that they're going to be working from home. A couple of them have decided to come in. Probably in the next couple of days, we're going to shut it down entirely, meaning that everybody's going to be working remotely. The cool thing is 95% of our clients we never see face-to-face other than Zoom, so it doesn't really impact us as far as the work that we do. I hope that that is the case with you as well. Either way, this is an opportunity before us. With every challenge and difficulty, there is an opportunity, and we do have some opportunities before us. That doesn't mean that we want to be taking advantage of other people. That doesn't mean we want to act like doofuses. Of course, we do not. However, we have businesses and families, and we have the families of the people that work for our business to take care of, and so we need to display leadership. I want to give you kind of two different takes on what BSP is doing, what I am doing, and the kind of leadership that I'm providing for the company. One is from a mental perspective. One is from a mindset perspective. The other is from an actual practical perspective as far as business goes. And then, of course, we'll open it up to any questions that you have as we're doing this live, of course. So number one, I want to start with mindset. I want to start with mental stuff. I've seen several things, by the way, that some of you have posted, and I love what you're posting, and anything that is positive that you wish to post, of course, 100%, I'm behind that. But number one, the thing that I would actually suggest very, very strongly that you do is be a person of faith, not of fear. Now, when I say that, I am not precluding this to only mean people that believe in God or people that have some type of religious or spiritual faith. I do personally. I don't know if you do or do not. That is not required. However, one thing we do know about all the turmoil that's going on in the stock markets, economically, the shutdowns of entire cities and even nations, the borders closing, etc., is that this will end. So you can be afraid of what you're seeing happening on a day-to-day basis, and you can extend that fear to yourself, being fearful for your health, your loved one's health, being fearful for your business, or you can look forward with eyes of faith and say, you know what, this is going to end. As Jim Rohn said, look, yes, it's winter, and winter is cold, and winter is bitter, but spring always follows winter, always. And in the same way, you need to be a person of faith that looks forward with faithful eyes that, you know what, everything is going to rebound. It is going to. And in fact, it may rebound incredibly strongly, much more strongly than we are anticipating right now. It always seems like these terrible times are going to go on forever, but they do not. So have faith. Don't be a person that is given in to your fears about what is going to happen or what the challenges are. And am I going to be able to do this? And is this going to happen? Look, 90% of our fears don't come to fruition anyway, thankfully. So put those things out of your mind and instead be a person of faith, knowing that this is going to end, this is going to turn around. In fact, in China and in Korea and even in Italy to a certain extent, things are already turning around. The curve has flattened. The number of cases are going down significantly in China and in Korea, and those places were several months, probably 2 months ahead of us. So we are certainly on the upswing right now, and more pullback is happening. And there may come a time when we're all working from home and are under a curfew, so to speak, kind of a kind of martial law, right? Which is crazy. But the reality is it's going to end. It's going to come to a complete close. Will there be challenges between now and then? Yes. But you know what? We're going to pull together and we're going to be fine. So be faithful. Don't be fearful about that. And that is a mindset issue. That is a way that you need to set your mind. Number 2, display leadership, not followership. Leadership, not followership. And here's what I mean by that. Look, it's good to be a follower if you're following in the right direction. But you know what? The herd never is going in the right direction. It just isn't. And right now, the herd is going off a cliff with fear, with the idea that they need to stock up on toilet paper. Why? Why? The supply chains haven't been interrupted at this point. There's no reason to do that. There's no reason to hoard things. There isn't. Now, should you, I'm not telling you how much you should have or how much you shouldn't have, but the fact that our shelves are cleared just means that the herd is acting in fear. And you know what? You need to stand as a leader. Now, I'm going to share with you a couple of different ways to do that from a business perspective, because right now the herd is pulling back on lots of things. And I think that leaves those of us that are leaders an opportunity to lead and to encourage and help people, but also an opportunity to lead and maybe even grow our business during this time rather than our business shrinking. Yes, I do believe that that's possible, or at the very least, for us to maintain and then be in a much better place when we all come out of this in 8 weeks, 12 weeks, etc. So display leadership, not followership. If the herd is going this way, then just know, hey, stand back for a moment. Just think for a second. Are they all going off the cliff together, right, in this craziness? Or should I just stand back and say, you know what, I'm going to stand against this and provide leadership for those who will pay attention and that those who will listen. Number three, and this is mindset stuff. Try to keep your mind clear and clean of negativity. I know you need to get your news. I know that when you go on social media, it's just all coronavirus, right? It's all, terrible things. Our brains are wired, right? There's a reason that if it bleeds, it leads, right? There's a reason that the media does that. Because our brains are wired for bad news, 100% wired for bad news. So look, what do we need to do? We need to be the ones that instead of our being sucked in to the bad news of the media, we need to be the ones that are keeping our mind clean of that stuff. Now, again, you need to get some news. Maybe you need to watch a little of what's going on. You want to know what's happening in the stock market, or you want to know what's happening, et cetera. I get that. But you know what? You shouldn't be, just pinned to CNN or Fox News or MSNBC or Facebook or social media all day long, because you're going to get pummeled with negativity. And as positive as you may be, try to be a person of faith instead of fear. Guess what? That's going to weigh on your mind. That's going to pull on you. So try to stay clear of it. Try to keep that clean. Now is a great time to read, right? Now is a great time to fill your mind and to fill your brain with things that are positive and things that strengthen you, right? Learning new skills rather than the media, which is going to focus on all the negative. Okay. So don't do that. Keep your mind clean. Now, those are mindset things. Be a person of faith, not fear. Practice leadership, not followership. Don't follow this herd mentality. And number three, keep your mind clean of the kind of negativity that is being displayed constantly in the media. Maybe you need to practice meditation or prayer or certainly reading and going deep in knowledge for yourself. Those are some things that I am focusing on. Those are things that my wife and I talk about But let me give you some practicals as well when it comes to real business. Those are mindset things. Let's talk practicals for just a moment. As I shared with you from a practical standpoint, I've already told my staff that, at this point we're going to go virtual, but I'm leaving it up to them when they want to get that started. We have about half the staff here and the other half of the staff working from home, which is totally great. My suggestion to you is if you have a business and you have a physical location, if you haven't already done that, I suggest that you do that. That will, and that kind of leadership will prevent the virus from spreading unnecessarily. Even if you are a healthy person, you of course don't want to be one of those that actually spreads the virus. So that's something that we're doing at BSP. That there's nothing earth-shattering about that. Others have done that before us, but I want you to know what we're doing, and I highly, highly recommend that you do the same thing if you haven't done that already. Number two, this is from a business perspective, and this is the absolute truth, and this is because, I could be wrong, but man, I believe in what I'm doing right now. We are tripling down on our marketing and our advertising. That doesn't mean I'm spending 3 times as much, but I am launching 3 new funnels and advertising campaigns over the next couple of weeks. Something that's happening, and that has already begun to happen, is that people are pulling back their advertising and their marketing spend on social media and in lots of other places. Now, if you don't market on social media, you don't spend advertising dollars the way I do, that's totally fine, but you're doing something to market your business, okay? Whatever that thing is that you're doing to market your business, my recommendation to you is to not pull back at all, but to pour more gas on the fire. Now, for us, the gas isn't necessarily to spend more money, but it's to put different kinds of offers out there to bring different kinds of people into our funnel. So I'm pulling out a whole new digital funnel for Publish, Promote, Profit, brand new, never done it before. The cool thing that I like about that is we're doing some long form advertising copy on Facebook, which we've never done before. And because it's digital, I'm going to go overseas with it, which I haven't done a lot of advertising overseas. Most of it has been in North America only, Canada and then US. Other people that have become clients generally become clients overseas because they've gotten my book on Amazon or various other places. So there's a great big world out there that I haven't really marketed this book to, but I'm going to do it via some digital marketing. So that's a brand new funnel that I'm doing. I'm working on that all afternoon. I'm also taking much of the courses that I have built over the years and sold for as much as $1,497, and I'm stripping them out. I'm taking great pieces of these courses and I'm offering them as self-liquidating funnels, meaning that a very, very low price course like 27 bucks on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, etc. And I believe that this type of funnel is going to work really successfully for us. We will see, but I'm telling you that I have all of these new things. Steve and I took all of Friday and worked diligently to get these funnels out as quickly as possible. I even hired some professional copywriters because I couldn't get the copy out myself. Most of the copy I write for my ads myself. I wanted somebody to help me because I want to get this out fast. So we are, and I didn't say doubling down, I said tripling down, because literally 3 new funnels. We're launching a PR funnel, we're launching a brand new book funnel for Publish, Promote, Profit, and we're launching a new kind of book launch, how to publish your book course, with the idea of not, look, I'd love to make money on the advertising, but you know what my business is. Ultimately, I want to find people that want to do this, and I want to find people that are already buyers, and then the small percentage of them, because thousands of people buy my book, the small percentage of them that say, you know what, Rob, I'd really rather have you do this work. Those are the ones that we serve. So I am tripling down, creating these new funnels and doing more in my marketing and advertising because I see other people pulling back. Okay. So my way of displaying leadership is, you know what, while they pull back, I'm stepping forward. I know this is going to end. Everyone before me, every challenge that happened before me, every bad economy, every giant dip in the stock market has ended. This one will too, even though much of it is unprecedented. All of them will end. And when it ends, I'm going to be standing there. I want to be a bright light in a dark place. I want to be the one who is pouring more gas on the fire, the one that is standing ahead and saying, you know what, now is a good time for you to focus on positivity, for you to focus on getting your book done, etc. I recommend highly you do the same thing. Now is the time to increase your marketing, not decrease your marketing. Now, I'm not foolish in all of this. I know and I believe there are going to be people that would have become my client, right? And because of what's going on, they're going to pull back a little bit and they're going to say, well, I don't know. I don't know if now's the time to do my book. I know that other people's fear is going to maybe hold them back. So me pouring on and pouring my attention into my marketing, I believe is going to help Bestseller Publishing to maintain and perhaps even grow during this time, because we're going to be doing more while others are pulling back and doing less. You can do the same thing for your business. The third and kind of last, maybe direct piece of advice that I would give you is to support local businesses in your area. Today is St. Patrick's Day. You may be watching this later or down the road or who knows when, but today's St. Patrick's Day. And, you know, it's a big day for bars and restaurants, but it's not going to be a big day in LA or in California, because bars and restaurants are having mandatory closings. Now, they are allowed to deliver food. They are allowed to have takeout, but waiters and waitresses and these restaurant owners and bar owners are really going to be hurt. So my suggestion to you is to support them, right? We're ordering in from a local restaurant that we always go to. So they'll be delivering our St. Patrick's Day meal later on tonight. You know, it's not a lot, but it's something. And I like to eat out, and I like to go to my favorite restaurants every single week. And so we're still going to be ordering from these places and bringing them in. We're going to look for ways to support our local businesses, and you should do the exact same thing too. Understand this. It's hard to get what you are unwilling to give, okay? If you want your clients to pay on time, then you should be somebody that pays on time. If you want people to be faithful, right, with you and trusting you to serve them as their coach or consultant or whatever it is that you do, then you know what? You should be doing that for other people. If you want people to be investing at this time in you, then you need to be investing at this time as well. Otherwise, you're incongruent, and you can't grow if you're incongruent. I believe that. I believe that that is an unwritten and universal law. Sure, maybe there's, you know, the one lawbreaker, right? Maybe there's the one exception to the rule. That's not you, and that's not me. I don't want to be an exception to the rule. I want to expect from other people what I myself am willing to do. That is integrity. That is being congruent, okay? So that's my 2 cents. That's what Bestseller Publishing is doing. That's what I'm doing. I am not fearful at this time, really not, which is strange, but maybe that's because of all that happened to me in 2007 and 2008. I'm not. I'm really, number one, I can see the light at the end of the tunnel because of what's happening in other countries. But number two, I like what we're doing right now. I believe in what we're doing at Bestseller Publishing. I know you believe in what you're doing as a coach, consultant, as a brick and mortar business owner, as an expert or an entrepreneur. If you believe in that, then you know what? It is going to be required by you to take this time and get that message out into the public as much as possible. However you choose to market, you know how we do, and I've shared the ways that we're tripling down on our market. You need to be marketing for your business as well. I'm Rob with Bestseller Publishing. I hope this is helpful to you. I hope by the time you're watching this, it's all over, right? I know some of you will be watching it, you know, down the road, and this will be just a footnote in history that, hey, this crazy thing happened and we came out of it, because we will come out of it. Thanks so much. Hey, thanks so much for watching this video. Every week, we're posting tons more content to help you to publish, promote, and profit. So go ahead and subscribe now to the channel and click the bell icon to be notified whenever new content is available. And if you're interested in my latest book, Publish, Promote, Profit, just go to publishpromoteprofit.com.